Hello everyone, and welcome to the second Games. My name is Geoff, and today I have the honor of commentating on our first event of the Games, Freestyle Skiing. In this event, runners will be competing against one another in the classic 1991 PC game, SkiFree. Before we get into the action, let's take a moment to go over the rules and scoring. Each skier will have 3 attempts at the freestyle course, with their highest individual run counting towards medal placement. The course itself is made up of 3 sections: the trick stage, the race stage, and the survival stage. In the trick stage, skiers will attempt to rack up as many style points as they can by using ramps and moguls to complete tricks, while trying not to lose points by crashing or wiping out. After the first 1,000 meters, the race stage then begins. Skiers will continue to race down the mountain, scoring additional points by reaching the 2,000 meter mark as quickly as possible. Finally, in the survival stage, things get interesting. Skiers will try to avoid the Abominable Snowman for as long as possible, scoring final points based on how far they are able to go before being caught and eaten. The total score for the run will be the sum of the style points earned in the trick stage, 1 point for every 1/10 of a second under 2 minutes in the race stage, and 10 points for every meter the skier can elude the Abominable Snowman in the survival stage. You got all that? Well, I hope so, because we're just about ready to begin. Today's event participants will be John, representing Youbetchastan, Lindsay, representing Daisy Baby Bitch territory, Peter, representing Tierra de los Hermanos Hook, and Sarah, representing Imperium Ludum. Alright, I've gotten word from the mountain that our first competitor, John, is ready for his run. Let's see if he can set the bar high. It's a beautiful day on SkiFree Mountain as John wastes no time going directly into the freestyle section. His first trick, a big one, scoring 89 points but hitting a tree immediately. Still positive at 57. He's choosing his shot here. He's thinking about doing some jumps. Well, still very direct on this. He's going to have to hit some jumps if he wants those points. Nice. Bringing home 154. A little bit of a slowdown on the moguls. Dodging trees. Ooh, a little front flip off a mogul. Some bonus points there. Oh, and then John hits another tree there. Still looking pretty good. Got 144 points so far. About 400 meters to go in the freestyle section. Oh, not going to want to hit rocks like that, John. Carrying a whole heck of a lot of speed through here, but not really finding many jumps that are accessible to him. Coming down to the last 200 meters here. He's still looking for that final trick to put his score over the edge. Oh, and he found a tree instead. Oh, and a jerk-ass snowboarder. Get out of here, jerk-ass snowboarder. Oh, lining up for a good jump. Oh, but he doesn't do any tricks on the jump. Strange. All right, with 211 points, John is now passed into the second element of his run, the downhill speed section. He's going to want to try to maintain as straight of a line as possible and turn as little as possible to maintain that 18 meters a second as much as possible. There is the option of trying to take jumps in this section, which do speed you up temporarily, but honestly, it's a kind of a big risk because those rocks and trees, they come out of nowhere, especially when you're moving at 21 meters per second. John looking nice and clean through here, dodging those dogs. Whose dog is that? Why is it on the mountain? Coming down just about 200 more meters to go, looking very clean through here. Dodging trees. This is going to be a pretty hot time to beat if he keeps clean through the end of this. Oh, and he wipes out on a style. Oh, no, and then hits a tree as well. He's going to lose 5 or 6 seconds there, but oh, well, that's not going to help either. He just barely made it over the finish line, and the Abominable Snowman was waiting to consume him, as is his right. So John's score breaks down like this: 211 style points off the first section, a pretty solid run. 59.8 seconds for the speed section, also very solid, and a little less of a solid 11 meters of survival time versus the Yeti. John puts down a score of 919. Is it good? Is it bad? Well, I don't think it's bad, but we'll see just how good it is when we go to our next runner. I'm getting word from the mountain that Lindsay is ready for her first run, so let's get to it. Lindsay begins her run by heading straight down maximum speed, a little quick mogul jump there for 1 style point, and oop, head first into a tree. We're going to the negatives, friends. Oh, we're up, and then we're back down. We're at -2 style points. Lindsay, you're going to want to not do crashing into tree style. You're going to want to do jump style. All right, maintaining quite a bit of speed through here. Oh, there's another tree. Back down to negative 33 points. Lindsay's really going to want to clean this up. Oh, no. Maybe Lindsay was misinformed about the goal here. It's not to attack as many trees as possible. It's to be as ill and or as sick as you possibly can. With the first 500 meters of the trick section, Lindsay has made negative 121 points. Not the greatest start from our competitor from Daisy Baby Bitch territory. She comes down. All right, that'll help out quite a bit, getting about 24 points on that last trick. Whoop, barely dodging a tree and then dodging into the tree. Some habits die hard. All right, as Lindsay approaches the final 100 meters of the freestyle section, she once again kisses the tree gently on its bark, and then does a sick-ass, ill-ass trick to recover some of those points. All right. Not a great start with a negative 132 in terms of style points on the first section, but Lindsay's moving into the second section, and she seems determined. Taking a nice, clean, straight line, getting that jump boost to go up to about 30 meters per second, 28 meters per second. Dodging trees well here. It seems like her downhill game is her best game here. Ooh. That rock snuck up on her, but she said no thank you. Moving along at a very good clip right now. I believe she's just a little bit ahead of John in terms of timing at this moment. Another dog on the mountain. Whose dog is that? Whose dog is that? Who are all these dogs belong to? Lindsay with a very straight line. Oh, she hesitates there. Oh, attacks a rock. Oh, you hate to see a second rock there. It seems that in SkiFree, when you get thrown off your groove, when you lose your momentum, and then the Abominable Snowman is there immediately to consume her. All right, so Lindsay's score stacks up like this. First section, not so great. Negative 132 style points. Generally want to be positive in the first section. Those points will count against her score. Her second section with 61.1 seconds in the speed section. Great run so far. And 13 meters with the Abominable Snowman. Not bad. Worth a total combined score of 609 points, putting Lindsay behind John by a small margin. With Lindsay's first run in the books, our third competitor, Peter, is ready for his first run. Let's get down to the mountain. All right, Peter has begun his run, and he's looking to... hate to hit a rock that early in the run. Follows it up with a jump. Now, if you do a sick enough trick, but you don't land it, you still can get positive points, which is what Peter did there. Lindsay did not have a great first trick section. John, a pretty good one. So Peter's going to... Oh, wow. He's going to look to try to put some distance between them now. And he's up to 242 points with 600 meters to go in the freestyle section. Just banging out ill trick after ill trick, even though he's broken his spine on a couple of them. Peter's up to 388 with 400 meters to go. It is looking like Peter is bringing some style into this competition. If he can back it up with a quick speed section time and a good escape from the Yeti, this could be a fantastic run to start with. And that's how you want to start the games. You want to come out of the gate and have a great run to start with. All right, not as much in the back half of his run here for Peter in the trick section, but he's going to get one final trick out and 479. And he's into the speed section. Looking good so far. You don't want to get rattled here. You want to just kind of maintain your line and dodge like your life depends on it, because it does, because the Yeti will eat you. Peter keeping a pretty good line here. Snowboarders and dogs on the mountain being pretty cooperative. Throwing in a swag front flip for no reason. You'll love to see it. You don't get any style points if you do tricks outside of the freestyle section. However, people will clap, and I will think you're cool. All right, Peter coming down, maintaining very good speed through here. He's been 18 meters a second for most of the run, just doing tiny little adjustments left and right to get out of the way of trees and rocks. He overcorrected a little bit and clipped that tree anyway. All right, he's coming down to the Yeti section here. Ooh, he's not going to have much speed. And And he actually managed a pretty respectable Yeti run there with 17 meters. All right, Peter's score breaks down like this. A huge style section at the beginning puts him in a very commanding place with 479 style points. A very respectable speed run of 59.1 seconds and a good 17-meter escape from the Yeti brings Peter in at a fantastic first run score of 1,240 points. Peter just pushed his way onto that podium and said, "I'm staying here. You're going to have to push me off this podium yourself." John and Lindsay, some work to do in round 2, but next up we have our 4th competitor's first run, so let's get down to the mountain for Sarah's attempt. It's a tough thing to do to follow up a run like Peter's, but let's see what Sarah can make of it. A moderately good trick off the first one, no crashes, but then taking that early crash. That's separated so far our competitors. The early trees kind of before they get their legs underneath them in the freestyle section. Sarah being smart here. There's no time constraint on the freestyle section. So if you want to take your time and move left or right, angle yourself in for a jump, get yourself situated, take a breath, you got time for it. Unfortunately, Sarah missing a jump on a mogul, and here comes a large jump, and oh my gosh, she's executed the hyper jump. If you go off of a jump and you land perfectly on a jump at the moment that you hit the ground, you go a million miles in the air in SkiFree. Unfortunately, I think it shocked Sarah so much that she wasn't able to take advantage of it to throw down some ill-ass tricks as she was entering space. Unfortunately, a couple of collisions and a messed up trick here is kind of suppressing her score a little bit. She's still positive, coming up on 70 points, 73 points at this point. And I think she'll take 73 into the speed section. Taking a moment to collect herself, and she's moving forward. Now, 73 isn't a bad score for the style section, but as we saw with Peter's run, you can really make up a ton of points in the style section if you're careful about it. Sarah taking a quick rock collision here. Also attempting, as all of our other runners have, of just maintaining as straight a line as possible down the mountain, changing directions just a bit if she needs to dodge obstacles as they come. Not a lot of people going all out and going for jumps on the downhill speed section, but so far it's proven a wise maneuver because these trees can really slow you down, and every second counts in this section. All right, you got about 200 meters left on the rest of the sprint, and the key here for competitors in the survival section is to attempt to maintain your momentum into the section. So Sarah's got a good pace here. Ooh, she could have hit that jump. She might have had a lot more space out in front of the Abominable Snowman, but still, 28 meters is the mark to beat on the 3rd section, survival section, so far. Sarah's score breaks down like this. We've got 73 style points, a modest showing, but not negative, and that's a key point. In the speed section, Sarah had a pretty good time of 54.3 seconds, and in the survival section, Sarah shows us how it's done, maintaining that speed and escaping for a solid 28 meters from the Abominable Snowman. All of that put together puts Sarah at 896 points for this run, just underneath John, who currently sits in 2nd place, with Lindsay bringing up 4th at 609, and Peter sitting happily in 1st place with a fantastic first round run of 1,240 points. One of the nice things about this event is that you get multiple tries, so if you have a bad run, you can just put it behind you, focus in on the next run, and try to do better. John, Sarah, and Lindsay have some ground to make up on Peter, and I'm sure they'll seek to do just that in the next round. With that, I'm getting word that John is ready for a second run, so let's get down to the mountain. All right, John lining up for his second attempt here, hitting a couple of early moguls, but then also an early jump, banging out 85 points in the first trick. Oh, and following up with a pretty good one as well. Hits the tree, but still, double hits the tree. Oof. You hate to see it. Still coming through with 90 points at the moment. Pretty solid jump there, up to 167. Oof. A fall, but still up to 252 points. John is doing much better in terms of his freestyle section this time. In fact, he's threatening Peter's score with about 350 meters to go. He's just going to have to find a couple more jumps. You can see him sidestepping there, searching around a little bit to see if he can find some jumps. No luck so far. I don't think you're going to get much air off of that. Nope. Tries a front flip off a mogul and regrets it a little bit. John accidentally misses a final. Oh no, the dog comes by to check on John. John says, "Get out of here. I got points to score, Mr. Dog." Ooh, banging out 2 quick jumps. Oh, and the boost off the tree for 439 style points out of the first section. A big improvement from John, showing that you just have to put your first run behind you and do better in the second. John still demonstrating some skill here in the downhill section, just gentle adjustments left and right, not really losing more than a couple of meters per second. A tough decision there between the trees and the rock. John keeping pretty good momentum here, watching out for dogs on the mountain. A nice clean section of snow here for John. He hasn't had to make any turns for a good while here. Still staying nice and straight down this downhill. Has to do a little bit of modification there. Still looking nice and clean. Oh, and the Abominable Snowman. That almost looked unfair. John had plenty of speed, plenty of momentum going into the final section, but it seemed like the Abominable Snowman might have had a grudge. He was waiting right at the finish line to consume John, as is his right as an Abominable Snowman. Well, John's score breaks down like this. We had 439 style points, a huge first section from John. 62.7 seconds in the second section for speed. Also a very, very good score. And then 11 meters at the end. Not as big of a showing as John wanted to see off of the survival section, but honestly, a very, very solid run, putting him within less than 70 points of Peter's first round run that sits in first place. John takes a very solid grip on silver right now and still has a chance to improve in his next run. Speaking of improving, our next competitor, Lindsay, is going to seek to do just that in her second run. She has 609 points right now, and she needs a better showing to stay in the medal race. Let's get down to the action. All right, Lindsay. Lindsay is doing a preemptive front flip. Unfortunately, front flips before the race start don't count for any points, but I appreciate the moxie. All right, not a bad trick off the start. Lindsay throwing down up to 48 points, already going much better than her first run in terms of style points. Doing a little adjustment left to right. See, this is a smart tactic here because you can set yourself up for the jump properly, and you don't have to be concerned with any time in the first section. Lindsay's spying out her jump here, throwing down another trick. Not as much as she wanted off of it. She's at 88 points right now with about 580 meters to go. A small jump there, but it was worth 10 or 15 points. Still, anything is an improvement over negative numbers for Lindsay here. Ooh, and a big trick she puts down, putting her at 131. She's got 300 meters to improve that score even further. I think she can. Oh, a big spin, a big jump. Oh, and a big smash right into the tree and an ambulance at the bottom of the hill. Lindsay changing angles here for a big final trick. Ends up at 127 points as she finishes out the freestyle section. All right, she's on to the speed section. She did not have much trouble with this last time. Oof. Commentator's curse, I spoke too soon. She's collided with 2 trees, kind of tilting her at the very beginning of the speed run that she had very little difficulty with last time. You can see she's cutting her turns a little bit harder now, trying to avoid smashing into any further trees. But at a certain point, you just got to close your eyes and go down the mountain. Oof. A poorly timed mogul jump there ends up smashing into a tree for Lindsay. Maintaining pretty good speed here. Ugh, and the mogul jump got her again. You do get a speed boost from doing those mogul jumps, but, it's counteracted if you end up hitting a tree at the end of it. And the hospital bills are tough. All right, Lindsay coming in, about 200 meters left on the speed section. This is where you really want to keep it straight and keep that speed and momentum. Maybe line yourself up for a jump as soon as you go into the survival section. Don't want to slow down here. You want to keep momentum. Oh, Lindsay, keep it going. All right, not a bad showing for the survival section. Lindsay's score breaks down like this. 131 style points, a huge improvement over her first round style points of negative that. 47.9 seconds in the speed section. Not as good as her first run, but still a moderately respectable score. And 16 meters for the survival. All told, that gives her 770 points, which at this point is not enough to move her into medal contention, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. If in Lindsay's next run she can clean up the style points even more, have a better speed section, and then carry that speed through to the survival element, I think she'll have a much better score than she currently does. It's going to take a lot of work to catch our first place competitor, Peter, who is up for his second run now. Let's get down to the mountain. All right, Peter had a very big first round. He's going to look to build on that. If he can top his score from the first round, Peter's going to be in great shape. Not finding too many jumps at the top of the mountain here. Oof, and hits the chairlift. Oh my, I might have spoke too soon again. Peter's having a not so good freestyle section so far. But again, with the competition structure, you do get 3 runs, and only your best run out of those 3 counts towards the medal placement. Another crash for Peter here. Still getting points, but not as many as he might want. Down to 62. It's not looking quite as good. Oh, dodges a rock nicely and has a good jump. Oh, but then that rock's brother comes up and gets him. Gotta watch out for the rock family here on the mountain. All right, with 170 style points and 200 meters to go, it looks like he's not going to be topping his first round style score, but he should be hitting the speed section with a lot of speed. Oh my gosh, and I spoke too soon. 2 quick tricks towards the end and 1 smash into a tree means that Peter walks out of the style section with 346 points, a very respectable number despite his struggles at the beginning of the mountain. Doing a pretty good job here of maintaining his speed. The mountain has been kind in giving him a nice long downhill section without too many complicated obstacles. He's got about 500 meters to go here, and he's looking nice and smooth. Oh, I said it, and he hit the tree. Well, up until that moment, he was looking nice and smooth, and then right after that moment, he also looked nice and smooth. A good approach on the final 250 meters here. A quick cut to dodge a lot of obstacles in one little clump there. Up, right into the rock. He may have taken his eyes off the prize there for a second. Ran straight into it, but he squared back up down the mountain. Now he's got to maintain his momentum here if he wants to try to get away. Oh no, and the Abominable Snowman was right there. I think Peter was maybe attempting to dodge to the side to see if he could outsmart the Abominable Snowman, see if he could get an angle on him, but unfortunately the Abominable Snowman was right there to meet him. Peter's score for this run breaks down like this. 346 style points is a very solid amount of style points, but it doesn't quite rise to the level of his first round freestyle section. 55.8 seconds on the speed section is also good, but the real downfall of this run for Peter was the 5 meters gained on the survival section. Attempting to juke the Abominable Snowman works out sometimes, but sometimes it does not. 954 won't improve Peter's standings currently, but it's still a respectable run, and he could still make up more points in his third run. Alright, and our final contestant to complete their second run will be Sarah from Imperium Ludum. Let's see if she can improve on her first round 896 points. Sarah begins the round with quite a bit of speed going into the freestyle section. Ooh, hitting an early jump and dodging a tree, but kissing a rock instead. Oof, ooh, and a second collision is putting Sarah down to negative 46. She'll climb out of that gap, but then immediately hit one of the tram line poles and go back into the negatives. Unfortunately, Sarah's still kind of oscillating plus minus. If she could keep a couple of these tricks in a clean string together, I think she'd be doing real well, just like you just saw. And just like that, she's up to 84 points with 500 meters to go in the freestyle section. Not finding any convenient ramps here. She's looking. Ugh, she found a convenient tree, unfortunately. Down to the last 300 meters here, and she's really hunting for one of those jumps. A small mogul jump isn't going to quite do it. All right, she found one. All right, she's back to plus 54, but only 100 meters to go. This is really pointing out the importance of being clean on the style runs, because every crash does lose you points. All right, Sarah with a modest 54 style points coming into the speed section, and this is a realm where she really didn't struggle last time up, but of course, the slow skier puts the words back in my mouth and subtracts a little bit of time from Sarah's run. Staying nice and downhill on this section. A lot of obstacles coming at her. She hasn't had a really nice straight run for a good while in this section. But being clean above all else in this section is gonna win you the most points. Coming up on the final 300. Oh, she, cut an edge, unfortunately, and slowed way down and then found a tree. It's looking like this might not be Sarah's best run in terms of the speed section. Last 100 meters, and Abominable Snowman is right there to meet her at the bottom of the hill. Sarah's second run had potential early, but unfortunately a number of mistakes really hurt her point score. 54 style points, 56 seconds on the speed section, and only 5 meters of survival amounts to 664 points in total. Unfortunately, that score won't be able to improve her position, but she's got one more try. All right, friends, we are moving into our final round with our first competitor, John. He'll have one more chance to put up a score and go for the gold. Let's get down to the mountain. All right, John begins his third attempt with the number 1240 burning in his mind. That's the number to beat. That's the number to take gold. A little bit of issue early on with the moguls, but John's already got 129 points. Looking pretty good at 700 meters to go. Adds on to that, all the way up to 254. A bunch of jumps coming up. The jump randomness is being very kind to John right here. Oh, barely misses that jump there. A big multiple front flip. Crashes it, but still gains points on it. He's up to 300. Adjusting side to side there and able to hit the jump. Oh no, but a mistake. Ends up hitting a tree off of it instead of getting points. Oh, and John with a hyper jump. Maximizing it by doing a million tricks in the air. Wow. Wow. John, 568 points in the style round. The biggest score we've seen so far. John speeding through the speed section. No issues so far. If he can just keep a clean speed section together, tied together with that freestyle section, this could be the run to take the gold out of Peter's hands. Coming up on the last 300 meters here of the speed section, and John has maintained his momentum pretty well. It won't be the fastest time, but he won't need the fastest time. He'll just need a good time here. Ooh, a snowboarder almost takes him out, but he manages to dodge. All right, coming up on the final 50 meters, can he stay away from the Abominable Snowman? He's putting some speed on. Oh, he tries to traverse sideways, and he actually gets 21 meters of survival out of that. Well, if there was a time to elevate and score your best run of the competition, John. It was the third round, and that is exactly what John did. A huge 568 style points in the first round, a very good speedy time in the speed section of 58 seconds, and a very strong survival element with 21 meters, all totaling up to 1,358 points, which takes the gold position for now. Peter now finds himself in second place, with Sarah falling to third place with 896 points. Peter's going to have to take a very good run in the first round and turn it into an amazing run to try to beat John out here. But who knows, one of our other competitors could come out of nowhere and have a huge final third run. Remember everyone, it's not the total of your points, it is your highest individual scoring run. With that said, let's see what Lindsay can do on her final run. Lindsay approaching the freestyle section. Oh, a mogul jump right off the bat. 34 points is not bad. Using her distance very efficiently here. You can get a lot of points in a very small amount of distance if you're careful about it. A big jump there, didn't land it, but did get to take home a couple of points. Dodging trees here, a small mogul jump. Oh, and she lines up for a big one. Oh. You hate to see the ski lift pole coming at you that quickly. When you're committed to the jump, there's nothing you can do. Just like that tree. Alright, Lindsay once again in the up and down game here. Gaining points and then unfortunately losing them on difficult collisions. She's got 250 meters and a lot of points to make up. Oh my gosh, the dog almost got hit that time. 50 points on the board with only 150 meters left. Can she find another jump? She needs at least one more jump to add some points on. Oh, and she just seemed to dodge them. I guess that was the jump she wanted, but it still didn't work out that well. Alright, well, 57 style points will be what she takes home into the next section here, having a pretty clean speed section. Dodging trees left and right, keeping those skis straight down the mountain. French fries, not pizza. Quick adjustment and back to the straightaway. Oh, and the rock came out of nowhere. It's only been there for 30,000 years. Lindsay taking advantage of some jumps. Ooh, putting a lot of speed in this section with these jumps. But there is the risk of hitting stuff when you get down to the ground. Unfortunately, it did not pay off for her. Keeping a pretty good pace through here. Considering all of the collisions she's had, she actually is doing pretty well in the speed section, considering. Looks like she'll turn in 55-ish seconds and moderately good escape from the Sasquatch there. All told, Lindsay's third score was not her best of the day. She got 57 style points in the first section, a very strong 55.4 seconds in the speed section, a moderately good 13 meters in the survival section, all totaling up for a total of 741 points. Unfortunately, that will not be good enough to make it into the medals today. At this point, it is a race between John, Peter, and Sarah for where they stand on the podium. John has the time or the score to beat at the moment, but Peter is up next. It's high drama here on the mountain. Can he steal the gold? Let's find out. 1,358 points is the mark to beat as Peter approaches his final run. Gets a good jump, but no tricks off the bat. A couple of flips there for a solid 88 points off the first 150 meters here. Peter finding another great jump there up to 173. It seems like if Peter's going to take this, the style section is really where he can excel and outscore John. 275 points coming up to the halfway mark of the freestyle section. Actually, up to 324 with another solid jump. Oh, and here comes another one. Lands it. 391 points. He's cashing in right now. Oh, no tricks on that jump, unfortunately. Can he find another couple jumps before he hits the bottom of his section? Does a couple of front flips off of a mogul, but still takes home points for it. A huge, mega sick trick. Peter's up to 546 points for the style section. Can he get one more? Bangs out one more jump, crashes, but oh my gosh, 647 points out of the style section. Oh no, don't hit trees, Peter. If he wants to win this, he's got to be nice and clean through this speed section. Oh, a second crash. It's getting tense. He's got the points to win it, but he has to follow up on the speed section and the survival section. John's score is going to be very, very difficult to beat. There we go. Peter's in a bit of a rhythm now. He's just doing the gentle adjustments, dodging the skier just barely. Oh, front flips for swag. We love to see it. All right, he's got about 200 meters to go here, and he's at 107, looking pretty good on the speed time considering his early issues. Oh, and a late crash. Oof. All right, his score is going to be 53.1. Oh, and a moderately good run from the Sasquatch. Oh my god, we'll have to go to the scorers table for a final ruling, but yes, it does look like Peter has managed to pull out the gold on his final run by a score of 10 points. Peter, 647 style points in the first section. A huge, stylish, swag-filled element. 53.1 seconds. Slow. Not that good, but he persevered. 19 meters on the survival. A good finish. 2 less meters, and John would have taken it. But it seems that with that run, Peter is currently in first place, holding on to that gold medal alone. The only thing that can mess up his gold medal aspirations is Sarah's third run. She's got a lot of work to do in comparison to her earlier runs to see if she can catch up with Peter, but this is what dreams are made of. Let's see what Sarah can do on her final run. Sarah's third run and the 12th run of our freestyle skiing event has just begun. She's looking for early jumps, and she finds a good one, putting 51 points on the board right off the bat. Coming out of 200 meters of her freestyle run, and she's searching for those jumps. She really needs them. She's not getting a lot of help here from the terrain generation. Oh, no. She's looking for those jumps. A little small sideways one. Here's another big one. Oh, a couple of front flips. Oh, she nearly hits the mega hyper jump. Ooh, a second rebound jump off of there. And she's at 150 at 500 meters to go on the freestyle section. She's going to need to get a lot luckier in terms of finding these ramps and landing these tricks. She's up to 242. She's got a lot of ground to cover. Now, even if she doesn't manage to match Peter or John's style section score, Sarah's speed section has been very good, as has her Abominable Snowman avoidance. So she can still make it up on the back end. Oof. Hurts to crash into rocks after a big jump like that. But one final style jump there, and she gets 271. The crash does not count because it happens outside of the section. All right, and she's racing down the mountain in the speed section. You know, would have been nicer to have scored more in the style, but she's going to need a blazing fast time here, and then a long avoidance of the Abominable Snowman to attempt to pull this one out. Perhaps if there's a snowboarder near the bottom of the mountain, the Abominable Snowman will go after the snowboarder instead. Sarah dodging the jumps, not wanting the speed boost, but wanting to maintain her careful approach here. Oh no, hitting a rock on the hesitation there. Oof. Barely dodging a tree. She's coming up on the last 100 meters here. What started as a good speed section did not do that well. And the Abominable Snowman placement, unfortunately, very close by to her. Sarah's final run, 271 for style, 50.9 seconds for speed, and 10 meters of survival, totals up at 880 points. She was not able to improve on her previous runs. All 12 runs have been certified and all scores tabulated, and we have our final results. In first place, winning the gold medal, is Peter of Tierra de los Hermanos Hook with 1,368 points. In second place, John of Youbetchastan with 1,358 points. In third place, with 896 points, we have Sarah of the Imperium Ludum. And in fourth place, unfortunately not bringing home a medal today, we have Lindsay of the Daisy Baby Bitch territory with 770 points. Now that the event is concluded, let's take our first look at our medal standings table. In first place, we have Tierra de los Hermanos Hook with 1 gold. In second, we have Youbetchastan with 1 silver. In third, we have Imperium Ludum with 1 bronze. And in fourth, we have Daisy Baby Bitch territory with no medals so far. Individual medal counts stand like this. Peter's got 1 gold, John's got 1 silver, Sarah's got 1 bronze, and Lindsay has no medals yet. All in all, today was a beautiful day here on SkiFree Mountain. The Abominable Snowman ate well, and we got to see some incredible competition. Congratulations to all the competitors. Once again, my name is Geoff, and it has been a privilege to commentate for the freestyle skiing event today. Tomorrow's event will be the luge, so we'll see you back here on the D-pad for more games coverage. That's it for me. Thank you, everyone. Be kind, be safe, be well, and we'll catch you next time.